Alright, you want to learn how Scholar works, but you're too stupid and lazy. It's okay, I got you. Joking. But Scholar's fun, Scholar's amazing, and it's actually a lot easier than you might think, but obviously picking it up later is disgusting. So, I'm going to teach you basic combat regular openers. I'm not going to focus on the level 90 abilities because there are several that aren't going to be applicable to you, like Expedient, we don't care, fucking whatever, it's fine. Most of the shit that you're going to worry about is stuff that you're going to have access to pretty easily. So, starting out, what we're going to do, summon one of your fairies, don't matter which one. I like Celine because she got nice hair. If you look at her hair, it's like up and stuff. It's cute. It's adorable. So your fairy should always be out. There's very few exceptions. But yeah, we started here. So what you want to open with is you have, at least at my level, Broil 4, which does, it's a long cast damage. It does decent potency, but when you're casting damage spells, Ruin 3, but you want to open with Bio. You always want to open with Bio, cast that to get your dots going. Once your dot is going, Aether Flow pops up. You get your Aether, and what I like to do is I will do a Sacred Soil on the party, get that going. I used an Aether charge, and basically I just kind of spam Ruin the whole time, because it's an instant cast and the DPS is much higher. What you can do is, for the most part, your tank can be healed up using Lustrate. It's an instant cast, heal, boom, shoom, pop. It's amazing. It's beautiful, and it uses an Aether Flow. So that's why I usually keep them until the Aether Flow command is open. For the most part, I mainly focus on, it's getting close to Aether Flow. I can pop an energy drain, use my last charge. Not a big deal. While you're doing this, there's a couple of OGCDs that you can pop on your tank and your team. Whispering Dawn, regen, which is obviously very beautiful. Fey Illumination, it has a couple of different things to it, but essentially you would cast this before anything big. So you pop Sucker to get your whole team some shields, or you have, I don't know which applies Galvanize, so you're giving yourself some shields and shit like that. Basically, only apply these ones if your tank has damage dealt already, because it does shielding based on the amount that you restored. So if you're able to pop something like Fey Illumination, which increases the potency of your healing, then you pop something like Adelmoquium, whatever the fuck, it greatly gives like a much better shield, or even Sucker for the whole team. It does the same thing essentially, it's just one is single target, one is AoE. But if you look, the MP gauge, like it's 1,000 each, so you really don't want to be using these too much, just because they eat so much magic from you. Obviously you can use stuff like Lucid Dreaming to help with that, but it's not really necessary. Going back to Aether Flow real quick, I mainly focus on Sacred Soil, Lustrate, and Energy Drain. However, in a pinch, Endowment Ability is really good for an AoE. Beautiful, does a great job. And it increases your Fairy gauge, which we'll get to here. Same thing with Excogation. It kind of does really good healing, but best if it's under 50%. So you want to wait to use this. Like if your tank is under 50, you pop this bitch. Because like I said, you want to get away, especially at higher level, from using your single cast heals for your GCDs here. Your GCDs should almost always be your damage, or even Art of War, which I think is something else, your AoE damage. But the other OGCDs that you need to worry about, so Aether Pact, it's not an OGCD, this actually tethers your fairy to a party member, and it uses your fairy gauge that you charged up by using stuff like Endowment Ability and Excogation, which you can still use to keep it charged, and it applies a fuck ton of healing. but it burns the gauge 10 at a time. And then you can dissolve unit at any time. So if there's a lot of damage being taken, pop it on your tank. You can worry about your team. It's awesome. Emergency tactics. This is really good to cast before you do something. Like if you have to cast Sucker and Adalmalquium, it is amazing because it essentially just boosts the amount of healing that you do. So if you have a lot of healing that you need to do, boom, Sucker, and it's going to just put that up. You can also combo it with Fey Illumination. So you can kind of have Fey Illumination with Emergency Tactics and then Sucker or Adalmalquium, and it's going to just amplify everything that you see here. Same thing with Protraction. You don't want to keep using these things over each other. Like pairing Emergency Tactics and Fey Illumination is a great combo, but you don't want to also do Protraction. You want to save this for healing later. And then when this is on cooldown, or both of these are on cooldown, that's when you can use Protraction for big healing, which is really nice, because it even buffs Lustre and Indomitability and Activation. Deployment Tactics, similar thing. You don't really want to use it too often, but it's good to pair it with Adalmalquium or anything else that gives Galvanize, which galvanizes the shield. So boom, Adalmalquium, and it does a shit ton of shit. Another boost, but it has a 90-second cooldown, so do with it what you will. Fey Blessing is just a huge instant cast heal, immediate, and then Recitation. This one is really good if you're low on MP, because if you do this before Excogation or that, it really helps with resources that are being pulled. And then it's also best to cast when health is low. So really you're looking at three different things here. Your GCDs, which almost always, if it's like 50, 60 and up, you're going to be doing damage. Aether Flow, which fuck them up, fuck shit up, that shit, whatever. Just save at least one charge for that timer, so you can have a Lustrate to pop on your tank immediately. And then just pop these OGCDs when you need to. Most of these are basically just like buff your next healing spell. That's what most of these do here. So just buff whatever the fuck you're about to do. Later on you get Expedient, which makes it fast. And then Dissipation. This one I don't use too much, because it's based, this is your oh shit button. This is the oh fuck, oh god, oh shit, we're gonna fucking die, I need, this is off of cooldown and I'm already out of charges. Like you had to pop these just to keep people alive. You pop that, your fairy goes away, which turns off several other abilities, but you get your Aether Flow back, so you can pop your shit, keep your team going until this timer runs out. It also buffs your normal healing, so this is when using your GCD healing is going to be best, because it just gives it a huge buff and makes the fucking MP drain absolutely ridiculous. And then when the fairy comes back, I'm going to show you the last ability here. It's going to be Summon Seraph. So this is level 80, so decent content. It turns your fairy into an angel, and you get these 2 charges of Consolation, which, as it says, restores HP, AoE, plus a barrier for 30 seconds. So, boom. So that's OGCD once again, so you're going to be tapping, fucking doing that shit, Recitation, whatever, and shit, Sucker, Dominability, Sacred Soil, all the meanwhile you're weaving in your fucking Ruin spell. So yeah, Ruin is going to be this damage spell you use the most, just because. But yeah, there you go. Have fun. Sorry, I rambled. Bye.